I would like to call a special meeting of the City Council to order. City Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Rodriguez,
Here.
Councilmember Rounds,
Here.
Councilmember Zamora,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Sarno,
Here.
Mayor Martin.
Here.
Thank you.
Public comments are now open. Anyone joining us through Zoom can use a raise hand function if you wish to make a public comment on closed session items only. The city clerk will see if you have raised your hand through the Zoom application. For those that are here to make a public comment in person, you will have an opportunity once the city clerk announces your name. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. City clerk, do we have any members of the public that wish to speak today?
Madam Mayor, we don't have any speakers today.
Being none, I will now close public comments. Closed session item number 4. I would like to call upon the city attorney to read the closed session items.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. We have public employment pursuant to California Government Code Section 54957, Title City Manager.
Thank you so much. We will now recess to closed session. We will convene the meeting after the closed session to hear a closed session report and to adjourn the meeting. That's it. You ready? We got which one was that? Okay. I would like to I would like to reconvene the meeting. City Attorney, is there a closed session item to report?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Council, and audience. Direction was given and no reportable action was taken.
Thank you so much. I would like to adjourn this meeting and we'll be back in 5 minutes. So taking a quick break, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Ready? I would like to call the regular meetings of the Housing Successor Agency, and City Council to order. City Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Here.
Councilmember Rounds.
Here.
Councilmember Zamora.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Sarno.
Here.
Mayor Martin.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. The City of Santa Fe Springs will allow for an invocation to be offered at its city council meetings and is open to any faith or religion on a voluntary basis. Invocational speakers shall be limited to 1 minute. Please contact the city clerk's office if you would like to offer an invocation. I would like to call upon Mrs. Jarvis to lead us in today's invocation. Please stand.
But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Isaiah 40:31. A note of encouragement. God corrects and chastises us when we need it, but he also encourages us along the way. Just as we all raise our children with godly correction and encouragement, God is no different with us. Remember that when discouragement comes from any source, it isn't God sending it your way. Immediately reject it, and if you have no other source of encouragement, do what David did. The Bible says that he encouraged himself in the Lord. When you feel yourself starting to lose courage, talk to yourself and remind yourself you've made it through difficult times in the past and you will make it again. Remind yourself of past victories and make a list of your blessings. God is good. Let's pray. Lord, thank you for the constant encouragement found in your word. May you bless this meeting tonight and encourage us all beyond measure. Amen.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to welcome the Santa Fe Springs football team to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Well, this team, so please come up. Designate one person to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. You got it? Go for it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You guys aren't off the hook yet. Please introduce yourself and let us know your position.
I am.
Your name and your position and grade.
Hello, my name is Xander Arias. I'm a freshman and I play receiver in DB.
Hello, my name is Adrian Hugues. I'm in the 11th grade, junior, and I'm the quarterback for Santa Fe.
Hello, my name is Adam Mancias. I am a junior and a middle linebacker.
Hello, my name is Dominic Pichardo. I'm a junior and I'm a linebacker.
Hello, my name is Luke Hitch. I'm a freshman and I'm a receiver and a DB.
Thank you guys so much. Good luck this year. Coach, would you like them to have a photo?
Sure.
Perfect. Guys, come up, please. We have to listen to what the coach. Come up more, all the way, all the way. All the way.
I'm good. All right. Where you at?
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Wait, one more. One more. Thank you. So now we're into our introductions. I would like to call representative from the chamber. Actually, I'd like to introduce two representatives from the chamber. We have Lisa Bergeron and Debbie Wade. Lisa Bergeron, I'll tell you a little bit about her, is the owner of Avanza Insurance Services. Let me see. Armed with the passion of helping others, sisters Lisa and Angela teamed up to establish Anza Insurance Services in 2002. Born with a natural heart for others, the sisters thought of investing their time, talent, and expertise in providing sound financial advice and financial solutions to individuals, families, and businesses who need life and health insurance. So please, any services, Anza Insurance, thank you for being here. Now our second one, Tepeyac Restaurant, the famous Tepeyac. is located in City of Industry. I really don't need to explain what Tepeyac is about. Everyone knows Tepeyac. I like to say I'm honored and to say that Debbie Wade, the owner, is part of our chamber. So Debbie, thank you so much for being here as well. And of course, Kathy Fink, thank you for being here. If anyone is interested in making a public comment on agenda items, please fill out a public comment card located in the back of the council chamber and hand it over to the city clerk. For those joining us on via Zoom, if you are interested in speaking on an agenda item, please raise your hand when the item is called. The city clerk will see if you have raised your hand through the Zoom application or submitted a card before the item is voted upon. Any public comment not related to agenda item will be heard under item number 12 on the agenda. Thank you so much. Item number 6, housing successor agenda. We have one consent item. Is there a motion for the approval of item number 6?
I'll move.
Second.
I have a motion by Rodriguez, second by Zamora. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So ordered. Item number 7, successor agency agenda. We have one consent item. Is there a motion and then for the approval of item number 7?
I'll move. Second.
I have a motion by Round, second by Sarno. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So ordered. Item number 8, city council agenda. We have 11 consent items, A through K. Is there a motion for the approval of the city council consent agenda?
I'll move A through K.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Zamora, second by Sarno. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So ordered. Old business, item number 9, traffic study, Orange Road at Whiteland Street. I would like to call upon interim director of public works, Yvette Kirian.
Thank you, members, mayor, and members of the council. You went through the items so quickly that I was stunned at how fast I have to prepare and
You take
speak.
care of
So
business
my-
here.
My apologies. I needed to take a breath. Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about an item that apparently has been kicked around for some time here in the city, which is an intersection at Orange Road and Whiteland Street. Upon coming on, there was a traffic study that was being prepared by staff. And I was able to get up to speed on this area. And what I was reading and understanding from staff as well as prior council feelings was that the council wanted us to consider a traffic signal at this particular location for several reasons. Or a stop sign, okay, or a stop sign at this location for several reasons. I'm not going to necessarily go through the slides particularly this way, other than I'm just going to say we went through a traditional way of looking for if a signal is warranted, and there are, I'll say, 9 different criteria that you can look at specifically for a signal. And over the course of that evaluation, those different criteria or warrants weren't met. And apparently that had been maybe the story that had been going on for some time, that this, had been looked at in prior years. So we decided to try and understand the issue in the intersection a little bit better. And we started to think out of the box. And what we wanted to look at was, what is the real problem out here? The real problem is that people are maybe afraid that they can't see as they try to pull out of the residential area, or that cars might be moving too fast down Pioneer. And that begged the question of looking at something that's called sight distance. So sight distance is basically, there's a graphic on the screen if you can see it. If you look at Whiteland Drive, does this have a pointer on it? Top one. Okay, so down here at Whiteland Drive, where it looks like it's going from left to right. If you're edging out in traffic and you want to look to your north up Orange, you have a row of parked vehicles. And those parked vehicles give you pause or give you concern about whether you can pull your car out into that area and make that turn safely. So that was something that we looked at, and what we found is basically one of 2 options, which I don't think that this council or the community necessarily wants to hear the option of removing parking, because there's a parking need out there. So that begged the question of looking at a possible signal or stop sign for that type of issue. So when we went through that analysis, it did deem that it could warrant a signal. I came originally to you tonight with this recommendation of installing a signal at Orende Road in Whiteland in order to eliminate the sight distance impairment. The recommendation also includes adding this project to the capital improvement plan because it's not currently on that plan and queued up, as well as appropriating $600,000 for that signal because that's basically what it costs to plan, design, construct, and implement that signal. But I also think it's worth mentioning that I wanted to clarify with this council whether it was a signal meaning red, yellow, and green, or if it's a signal that could be a flashing red beacon that may serve that similar purpose of acting like a stop sign versus signal. And we're prepared to do whatever you'd like. We can keep the recommendation as is in the council report. But I just wanted to offer that because I was trying to read potentially if that was an issue that you were trying to resolve when the stop sign got mentioned.
The red, yellow, green signals is probably the most effective because if it's a blinking red, I mean, you have to understand a lot of, individuals from Charlesworth, when they hit the stop sign, they start speeding. And if you go down that road of, all the way to Flossmoor, from Charlesworth to Flossmoor, you can talk to the neighbors and they're going to tell you how many times their cars have been hit. So even if you drive by and people will see, their cars get hit tremendously. So anything that can deter anybody from speeding, knowing that there's a stop sign or knowing there's something, because even when, the thing you're talking about only cars coming out, but even the pedestrians have to come out, maybe a quarter of the way to even see if anybody's coming,
Sure.
And by that time it's too late.
I don't think the flashing beacon's gonna stop the line of sight. It doesn't change the line of sight. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't think the flashing beacon's gonna change the line of sight, and that's what the real danger is, because when you scoot out, you're not still seeing it. So even if a car slows down, you still gotta come out to, so I believe that even a stop sign would subdue in a place in this, for instance, because if we all stop, we all gotta stop. Even if you're speeding and it becomes a yellow light, they're gonna speed faster to pass the yellow light. So I would rather just have them come to a direct stop in that area. And just recently, I had took in the city manager by there and he's seen how kind of sketchy it is going out in there. And I could just imagine doing it every day. So
if we do a flashing, if we do a stop sign, then we still need to do a flashing signal because most people are not going to understand that there's a stop sign there and they're going to run it. So my thing would be that we need to have both just to have, the safety precautions because people are just, when they go down that road, and we're not talking about, daylight time. Besides daylight time, we're talking about late at night. And then you even have your trucks, your big truckers that come through there and, and they don't care. That's why a lot of the residents in that area feel like anywhere from 11 to probably like 5 a.m, they think there's an earthquake because these trucks are just rumbling through. And, if you notice, like anything from coming from Los Nietos Road, to Flossmoor, the road always gets beat up real quickly because these trucks, and these big rigs and, or they're speeding from there too. So
I think we're all in agreement that we need a stop sign there. How are they gonna, how the residents are gonna learn that it's there? I think maybe we should have Whittier PD there for the good, maybe a couple of months to observe and give the tickets. So, because once we start giving tickets and there's a stop sign, they're gonna stop.
May I ask a question of clarification? So, so the recommendation is for a traffic signal, an electric one with red, green, and yellow. When you mention a stop sign, are you saying a $16,000 set of stop signs for installation at the intersection? Or are you saying an electronic flashing red stop sign beacon signal? I just want to make sure that I'm clear in the direction that I receive.
Excuse me.
Before you have, I'm not
Don't we
asking.
have the flashing red light on Charlesworth?
yeah.
Okay,
They're still gonna pass.
yeah, and the stop sign. That would be really nice to have because like Councilmember Samara said, when they start going down from Charlesworth or Orange, they start picking up speed. So now they're going to get familiar that there is a stop sign that I'm going to have to drop my speed and come to a stop right there. But we do need that flashing light, that stop light.
But if I could say something here, if you put a stop sign there, it's going to be the same line of sight. You're not going to see it. The cars are going to be there and you're going to come up too quickly and then realize there is a stop sign. And especially if people are unfamiliar with that area, where if you have a traffic signal, it's overhanging and they can see that for a block away. And they can see the signal and whether it's going to be red, green or yellow.
I'm
So,
suggesting a
yeah.
beacon that is a similar concept as a traffic signal that is hanging, that is like
Yeah,
a signal, but it's only a
I
red
totally
ball.
agree with that, that
What
you
the-
need something that's up high that they can see, not something, a regular stop sign.
You know what, something though we gotta think about too? If we just do the stop sign or the flashing,
It has to be both, has to be.
no, it's the next step. People wanna cross from one side of Orange to the other. With that stopping sign, people are gonna get impatient and start walking, and some of the people might not be able to cross in time. Or that light might not lit. So if we have the traditional red, green, yellow, I think that might be better for the safety of people wanting to cross the street.
Let me ask Tom a technical question if I can put him on the spot just a little bit. So can we, if you have a flashing red signal, are you still able to have a controlled crosswalk that's able to operate in that correctly? Or is it only on a red, yellow, green signal that you can stop everybody and have the controlled crosswalks that we're looking to achieve? Oh, come on up.
Put in a traffic signal, red, yellow, green. The lights in the pavement have to come out. They can't be in with the traffic signal. Now, are you talking about an stop sign with flashing LEDs as opposed to a red flashing beacon, or what? Because I'm confused. seeing-
Everything and anything that you could think of, because at least something we're doing today is we haven't done in a long time. So I mean, anything like this is where your guys' expertise, I mean, trumps our expertise, so that we're just, this is where you guys can help us out. And hopefully you guys can.
Well, we have a similar thing right here on Pioneer when we come to the 4 stops on Albertus and Pioneer. So we have a beacon that's flashing to let us know that there's a stop sign coming up and we come to the stop sign. So we can do the same thing. We can have on Whiteland where the line of sight comes all the way back, have a flashing beacon light, having the stop sign on a 4-way stop sign on each way. So, or 3-way, I'm sorry, or 4-way.
Yes, we could do that. So have
Yeah.
advanced flashing yellow beacons and then
And we do it-
LED flashing stop signs at the intersection.
It's like 200 feet away from wherever the stop sign is or whatever the distance is, right?
Yes.
Right.
Perfect. Yeah, so we all agree to that?
I think
Well-
that's what we're looking for.
Well, I disagree because the problem there, and if you go up to Charlesworth, you see it every day, morning and night, that cars don't both come up to the stop sign at the same time. Sometimes they come staggered. So if you have somebody that's trying to cross the street, they're gonna have to still go between cars.
That's
Where if
because
you-
it's not lined up as a 4-way stop sign. This is lined up, you
I-
go directly
I
across and you have
understand
a
that, but
4-way.
cars are still gonna be staggered. And I think I think a traffic signal is better. That way it could be controlled and a person hits a button, it's gonna stop and then they have time to cross over
The
to
pedestrian
from
always
one
has
side.
the right of way. So it doesn't matter. The car has to stop, the pedestrian has the right of way.
Actually, the stop sign, and what I see is probably the most effective, only because if there's a green, they're still gonna drive as fast as they can to beat the light or whatever it may be, still can cause an accident. So at least if they stop at that focal point, because a lot of people like to, if you're coming from Charlesworth going to Telegraph, they'll turn on Flossmoor, make a right on Flossmoor, make a left on Bartley, because they're trying to beat all the traffic that's making that right turn. And hopefully in the future, I mean, we could also look at the Orange Telegraph right turn, maybe make the right 2 lanes, two right turns, but I mean, that's a different point. But yeah, so the stop sign itself is actually going to make you at least slow down. I know sometimes people do the California stop, so, or the rolling stop. Children, please don't do that. You know what I mean? You do get a ticket for that. So you have to understand. So whatever we can do to slow these cars down, I mean, the stop sign would be the most effective. And not only that, I mean, we could probably do that more, not only in that area, but I mean, you also have the area over here by the highway patrol where there's a dark area right there where, it's either remove that stop sign or remove that little crosswalk or do something about it. But I mean, in that area, especially, you could tell a lot of people don't even like crossing there. Sometimes it takes people a long time just to cross the street. It makes it really difficult for the kids when they're walking to school. They won't even cross. They'll end up going all the way to Telegraph. And then from there, they get caught up in all that traffic jam on the side of, where what is it, Chevron is at, and they have to go in between traffic. So a lot of things, if the kids can start crossing there, makes it a lot easier to get to Santa Fe High School, or wherever they need to go, from there. So a stop sign actually would work a lot better just when you think about the whole outcome of that area.
Well, let's start with this and then from here we'll go to that one after.
The stop sign.
Yeah, so are we doing, Yvette, would you like us to give you ideas or what we suggest?
I would like direction, yes. I would love a direction of what you would like Public Works to do at this intersection. And if you are asking us to support the implementation of a flasher set of 4 stop signs, we can move forward with that. And we would still need to potentially, because I don't know the price, we would still need to include that as the second recommendation in the capital improvement plan. And we could come back with a cost. The cost that was in this recommendation was for a full signalization, which is around $600,000. The option that you're talking about, whether it's an interim or a permanent option, would be less.
Okay, could we agree that we're gonna have her do that, come back with the price for the 4-way stop sign?
I'll move.
Yes, I second.
Good. Let's go ahead, Annette.
I
Do we need to
second.
make a vote on it or just direction?
Yeah. We
Okay,
already got
so we have the
first and second. All we need is all in favor.
motion, Annette motioned, and you second? Oh, no.
I second.
Zamora motioned, Rodriguez seconded. Roll call or no, we're good with that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And this is to come back with a pricing
For
for the
Correct.
stop sign
Yes,
and still with the option of a traffic signal.
correct.
Okay. Aye.
Perfect. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So ordered.
Excuse me, council. Yvette was looking for direction, but it sounds like what you just voted on was a motion to bring back the pricing.
Correct.
Okay, so no action will be taken by Public Works except to come back with an item clarifying the pricing for the,
Because we don't know what the price is for a
Yeah.
stop sign. We didn't get that option.
okay.
And so by the next meeting, when we have it, then we can go for direction on that. Perfect. So item, you're good, Janet, now?
Or Yvette, are you good?
I'm good.
New business item number 10, adopt resolution number 9855, opposing initiative number 21-0042A1, the Taxpayer Protection and Government Accountability Act. I would like to call upon Director of Finance Travis Hickey.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the council. Before you, we have item resolution 9855. This is would allow the council to take a position on the Taxpayer Protection and Government Accountability Act. So this measure is a constitutional amendment that will appear on the November 2024 ballot. It's sponsored by the California Business Roundtable. What the measure would do, and this comes from the League of California Cities, of which the city is a member. The League of California Cities is asking councils to pass this resolution to oppose the measure. What the measure would do, according to the League of Cities, is limit voter authority and input, impose new and stricter rules for raising taxes and fees, and make it more difficult for local jurisdictions to impose fines and penalties. The agenda item included a fact sheet from the California Business Roundtable outlining why they are asking elected officials to support the measure. And in addition to that was an email from the CEO from the League of California Cities, which I would describe as rebutting the Business Roundtable's request for endorsement. So with that, I'm happy to go into any more detail about the measure if you like. Otherwise, at the request of the League of Cities, we brought forward this resolution to oppose the Taxpayer Protection and Government Accountability Act, also known as Initiative Number 21-0042A1.
Thank you, Travis. Does anybody have any questions for Travis? No? Good. Is there any discussion or a motion for the approval of item number 10?
I'll move. I'll second.
I have a motion by Round, second by Sarno. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So ordered. Now the fun part comes. Presentations. At this time, I would like to bring up Coach Bateman. That's you. Up in front. And we're going to introduce our new Santa Fe Springs High School football coach, Ryan Bateman. Campbell, would you like to speak, please? Up to the dice.
Good evening, Council, Mayor Martin, and everybody that's here in attendance. Santa Fe High School is well recognized as struggling the last about 5 years or so in terms of our football program. And what we attempted to do in this process, December and January, is identify a candidate that could come back and bring back the community aspect, embrace the community, and develop these young men in ways that we haven't been able to do for the last couple of years. And so we found a candidate who I've worked with. I actually coached him in 2003, 2004. He's a 2005 grad at Santa Fe High who embodies really all of the characteristics of somebody that we would have identified as somebody who's a leader of young men. And so what he brings to the program, he brings through a variety of experiences, coaching a variety of sports in a variety of places. And so this is home for him. So we are happy to have Coach Bateman be back at Santa Fe High. He's doing a tremendous job already to this point. He took over a program with 41 kids on the 6th period roster. We have over 90 kids in the program and just over about 2 months period of time. And so the effort, the energy, the attention to detail, the passion that's brought into this program at this point has been significant. And so we are, as a high school and as a community, excited to have Coach Ryan Bateman be our head football coach going into next season. Coach Bateman.
Coach, would you like to say a few words, please?
Sure, do I need a microphone?
Oh, no, you're good. Oh, no, yes, no, wait, hold on. You do, because we're on Zoom also. So yes, you do.
Good try, Coach.
All right, I won't yell too loud into this thing. I'll be brief. It sounds like we have a lot of important stuff to get to, but I just want to say thank you, Juanita, the rest of the leadership of Santa Fe Springs for allowing us to be here. Santa Fe is home. Santa Fe is home for me. I'm a graduate of 2004, and I coached at Santa Fe for about 10 years. I see a lot of familiar faces in this room, as a matter of fact, and it seems to be a common occurrence everywhere I go in Santa Fe Springs. This community is special to me. The high school is special to me, and I have a deep, deep love for this football program. So I'm excited to be back. For me, it's full circle. I'm excited to continue to grow and learn as a coach and develop the next generation of leaders. I brought these young men along with me today because they have been the shining example of what we want our program to be. So please, if you see Santa Fe football players around, engage them, ask them how things are going. And I want to, in my closing comments, state unequivocally that Santa Fe football is back. Go Chiefs.
Coach, picture, please. And I see the princesses here. Yes. So after this, and then we'll bring your family up. This way, guys.
All right, in closing, one more time, I just want to throw an open invite to everyone. With the leadership team in the audience, we are hosting a social get-together at Maggie's Pub Friday night, 6 p.m. Please come out and show your support, and let's have a great season. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, let them know it is a fundraiser, right? Yeah, okay.
You're there to raise funds for boys?
Again, on behalf of the city, I'm so happy that the football team is back. The Santa Fe Friday nights are back, and that's something that we've been missing for years now. I'm so happy you're taking over, your family's involved. Campbell, great decision you guys as a school made. Thank you so much. Football guys, please remember when you wear Santa Fe colors, you're representing Santa Fe High School. You're representing Santa Fe, the city. Make us proud. When you see any of us, say hello. When you see people in the street, remember, be proud to wear a chieftain shirt because you are a chieftain. You will always be a chieftain. So just remember that. Any council comments?
No, I would just say, hey, guys, just take that as a very, very good compliment because she went to St. Paul.
Yeah. You know how hard that was for her to say that?
I have to say though, I was at the Santa Fe St. Paul baseball game and Bateman was there. I was on the Santa Fe side, just to let you guys know.
Oh, I just wanted to say, go Chiefs, and I'm your biggest supporter. My grandson graduated a couple of years ago. Our principal did an amazing job with the basketball team, but just do an amazing job. Have fun with it, and just go and go Chiefs. Thank you.
I just want to let, tell Coach Bateman, thank you for stepping up, man. And, I know we coached together. You were actually JV, coaching freshmen. And, the fact that, the legacy, the man that we learned from was Coach Jack Malstead. And, this is the next lineage of, who you are and, the footprint that you're going to put, the imprint that I know that even my nephew is so excited. He keeps texting me about raising funds, doing this. And it's like, you brought that excitement and the kids haven't even started playing. So, and, I know Coach always instilled in us, so the discipline and love coincide together. You know how he used to treat us, you know what I mean? Even as coaches and even as players. So I know that's something that you've learned. And I know that, when my colleagues are saying Santa Fe High School Chiefs are back, I mean, it starts with you. And, I just ask that God may always put that wisdom and, just giving you that heart of gold that you already have. I mean, especially black and gold, that's what he's going to be bleeding. So Coach, I won't be able to make it on Friday. I'll be actually out of town in DC. So other than that, I mean, I wish you the best. We've already talked before. Any support you need, anything I could do to help the boys. I mean, I know we've already been doing it, but still, it starts with Coach and, the love and respect you give this man, he's going to give it back because he's a man that is genuinely he's a humble man. And, I'm glad they selected you, man. I'm really proud to know that it's you, Ryan. So thank you, Coach. And I'll start hopefully coming back to the games because I haven't game for about a couple of years just because the football wasn't the same. I know when you'd be in the stands, people knew it wasn't the same. I remember in our era, you would see the whole section filled with fans. Not only that, it would leak off to the side. That's how many people we would have show up to a game. We had people show up with rubber mallets, pounding on the back of the wall, doing the Chieftain Cherokee song when the band wasn't doing it. It was intense. And, that's what we need to get back to. We have a lot of kids who are going to other schools. They're leaving Santa Fe. The Santa Fe athletics program is not the same. And you know what, sir? I know you're going to bring it back. I know you are. So thank you.
Coach, as you can hear, that one of the biggest things that I think everybody in this room remembers is tradition. And I think it's not been lost, but it hasn't been pushed on these young gentlemen to understand what it means to wear the Santa Fe football jersey, where it comes from and where it's going. But you guys are going to start your own tradition and feel proud the way we all sit up here and feel proud to say that, well, we're from Santa Fe. Cheech grew up in Santa Fe Springs and it's the same. It doesn't matter. And that's where you guys see all of us up here support you 100%, and the coach and the school. And I think that's where the community and everybody is going to get together and really rise up and get the tradition back where it should be. So thank you guys for everything. And we're here for you 100%. So thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so item 11B, proclamation proclaiming the month of March 2023 as Women History Month. I would like to call on the city clerk to read the proclamation.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Whereas American women of every race, class, and ethnic background has make historic contributions, excuse me, to the growth and strength of our nation in countless recorded and unrecorded ways. Whereas American women have played a unique role throughout the history of the nation by providing the majority of the volunteer labor force of the nation. Whereas despite these contributions, the role of American women in history has been consistently overlooked and undervalued in the literature, teaching, and study of American history. Now therefore be it resolved that the city of Santa Fe Springs proclaim the month of March 2023 as Women's History Month.
Thank you. Thank you. So I have the proclamation, but this proclamation isn't for me or Annette. I would like every female here to please come up because you guys deserve this because we're all strong women. So please, women here, I want to take a picture with every woman here to come up to the dais so we can take a picture.
So do we have to get out?
No, you stay behind, you're behind us. Yeah. Janet,
Ivy,
Yvette,
you gotta stand up here.
every female, please.
Janet.
Yep, all you women.
Peggy, the back, on my VIP back row, please. A man. We can get Fernando.
Oh, well, hello.
Sir, how are you?
Hi,
Hello, Mr. Bell.
How are we doing?
Good.
Yeah. Oh, my. This is my hands. Are you standing up or are we hiding? Are we hiding or? Okay.
We're not gonna be in the picture. Because we're not women. This is like the He-Man's Women Haters Club. You guys are the opposite, the little rascals, and you guys hate us. Where are we going? Are we really standing right here? Why? Well, come on, Bill.
You don't want to mess with.
Okay, guys. We're almost done. Item number 12, public comments are now open. Anyone joining us through Zoom can use the raise hand function if you wish to make a public comment on non-agenda items. The The city clerk will see if you have raised your hand through the Zoom application. For those that are here to make a public comment in person, you'll have an opportunity once the city clerk announces your name. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. City clerk, do you have any members of the public that wish to speak today?
Madam Mayor, we have 3 speakers. The first one is Bruce Crow.
Come on up, Bruce. Future resident. Bruce, when are you moving to Santa Fe Springs?
Sale sign, yeah.
Mhm.
Good evening, council. I'll be quick. I just want to bring a little update to everybody. I've been here mostly about the Central Basin Municipal Water District. I'm from Downey, and as you know, we haven't had any revelations in our city for years. Everything is squashed, covered up, whatever. You could look at a gentleman named John Escui about that, but he's no longer with the city. He was allowed to slide out suspiciously, I'll say. But anyway, I just want to bring to your attention that Alex Rojas, the former general manager of the Central Basin Municipal Water District, is scheduled on March 15th for a plea hearing for corruption. He was the general manager of the Central Basin. He was also the superintendent of Bassett Unified. And he was also involved with a gentleman named Luis Rojas, who was the CEO of a construction company named Del Terra. They're no relation to each other. But the connection is with Santa Fe Springs. You had a former director of public works that resigned recently, and I'm still trying to put some of these dots together, by the way. I have no intention of going over into Pico Rivera, but this gentleman resigned and moved over to Pico Rivera. But the connection with Alex Rojas and the March 15th is that Gustavo Gamacho are using the same attorney in their trial. They have the same situation. So it's corruption, it's embezzlement, it's bribery, it's 18 counts. But I just wanted to give you an update with that. Alex Rojas was involved with Del Terra out in Bassett Unified as well. And they were involved in laundering money to a young lady named Joanna Flores from the Montebello Unified School District. So this runs pretty deep, and it's a little too much for me to go ahead and research a lot of. But I think when you start putting the dots together that things are happening. I don't want to get too much into Pico Rivera because we border Pico Rivera as well. And by the way, Frantone's is closing this summer. If anybody hadn't known, that'll be with Pico Rivera and over in that area. But I just wanted to give you an update that March 15th is a plea hearing for Alex Rojas. That's an important date because we're all involved in the Central Basin Municipal Water District. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.
Madam Mayor, next we have Lee Squire.
Good evening, Lee.
Yes, Santa Fe Springs is a great city. You got great leadership. Young gentleman, how would you know that? Lee Squire, Vietnam veteran, U.S. Army. Good evening, Mayor and City Council. We, the people of City of Santa Fe Springs and its youth. Subject, National Vietnam War Veterans Day, March 29th, 2023. We who served during the Vietnam War was the first fully desegregated military in United States history. We served without regard for color of your skin, religion, or your politics. We only cared about your character, then you'd have our backs in time of conflict. The youth who served also grew up during the Civil Rights Movement. We were the most dishonored in U.S. history. We were betrayed by our government as to there was no long-term impacts of Agent Orange. And now, more than 3 decades later, contaminated water, Marine-based Camp Lejeune. I can't even imagine being a Marine. And now worst is the betrayal of our children, our grandchildren of Vietnam era, and are called domestic terrorists for exercising the very free speech at school boards that we died in Vietnam for. We who lived through the Vietnam War swore to speak for our brothers and our sisters who never returned from Vietnam And the Vietnam veterans use I'm happy to say that the Vietnam veterans, they use the services of your VA clinic located on Pioneer Boulevard in Santa Fe Springs. I ask we the people to remember those who served in Vietnam on Wednesday, March the 29th of 2023. God bless America, the nation of Israel, military and its veterans, and God bless law enforcement across America and all the veterans who served. To my Vietnam brothers and sisters who never returned and my disabled brothers and sisters, you are not forgotten and you never will be. This is our promise, and it's also the promise to our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.
Madam Mayor, next we have Raymond Coda.
Good evening, council and citizens of Santa Fe Springs. Some of you may recognize me and some of you may not, but if you don't recognize me, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Raymond Coda. I'm an animal control officer for the Southeast Area Animal Control Authority, or as most of you know us as SEACA. The reason we're here today is very simple. Myself, our union negotiator, our union representative, and another dispatcher are here to ask for your help. Not only your help, council, but citizens' help as well. Since 2019, all the employees at SEACA Animal Control have not had a cost of living raise, and this is before COVID. We've been in a structured negotiation with our administration team, who is working also just as hard as us to get our employees paid. I know my time is running out and I have a very limited time, but I just wanted to go over some brief facts. Currently, as it sits, as today's date, SEACA has over a 40% vacancy rate. That leaves, for example, 4 officers in the field for 14 cities. Now, what does that mean? The city of Santa Fe Springs specifically suffers when we have no officers out in the field. So when you're calling for those rabid dogs or those injured animals, it's going to take us a long period of time just to get to you guys. So not only are we dealing with the staffing issue, but we are at times dealing with benefits issues. Some of our employees that have children can't even afford to have basic coverage for their children. And we offset that, and there's a juxtaposition with management, and they have full coverage. Now understand, post-COVID, we all understand that every city is in a financial crisis, but we're here not to specifically ask for money for us, but to ask for money and funding, additional funding to the agency as a whole. That's going to give us additional benefits for not only employees, but humane education, additional opportunities, equipment upgrades that, are extremely needed. For example, we're using Windows, I think 2007. So as you can imagine, it's kind of hard to get things done in a timely manner when we have technology that's outdated. So what I'm asking you, council, is to please speak with our executive director, our management staff, and even if our employees, if you have questions, to raise the funding for SEACA, because at this time, there's no way that SEACA is going to remain sustainable at the rate that we're operating. So I thank you for your time. I thank the citizens for your continued support. And if you do see us out there in the street, feel free to wave, ask questions. We're happy to help you in any way possible. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, we have a speaker via Zoom, Julianne Jackson. Julianne, if you could unmute yourself, please.
How's it going? Oh, it is? Okay. Hi, no, hello, council. Appreciate the time that you've given me. My name is Julian Jackson. I've actually lived on the 9600 block of Bartley for 24 years and driven 8 of those years. I know what it's like for a lot of us residents around there turning, especially on that intersection of Orenday and Whiteland, but really just to add some additional insight to that decision, and specifically to Councilwoman Rounds, I love the idea of the traffic signal. While it's important, I think the stop sign and the flashing indicators are sufficient enough for that area. And additionally, there is a yellow crossing indicator within that crosswalk that should provide the residents or any pedestrians crossing a sufficient amount of time to not only cross the street, but get across safely with the stop sign and the yellow flashing indicators. But aside from that, thank you for your time. I'll actually make a better request through the city clerk to speak, but hope to see you all at the fun run and have a great day.
Madam Mayor, that concludes our speaker.
Thank you so much. I will now close public comments and move on to the next item. Item number 13, city manager and executive team reports.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and good evening to everyone. I'm Tom Hatch. This is my second meeting, so I've been here just a short period of time. I have just a brief report, just a kind of a little update on what I've been experiencing and learning about over the last just few weeks. And so in a short amount of time, I've been able to reach out to obviously community members and obviously the city council and get to know them and meet with them individually, but also get out and see our facilities, go on ride-alongs with our police department, with the fire department, with our public safety department. I toured our maintenance yard today, gone out to many different city parks and many different facilities, including the library. And you should, it always is very clear to me how fortunate Santa Fe Springs is to have so many wonderful facilities. And it's a real blessing for the community. In terms of my day-to-day operations, and so my responsibility is the day-to-day operations of the organization, supporting employees in their day-to-day work, as well as making decisions. So making decisions, allowing the city to move forward and in an administrative way, taking those general big picture policy decisions that the council makes, but implementing them in our day-to-day activities and in the organization. So I've been enjoying that, getting to know employees and supporting them, challenging them, debating them on what's best for Santa Fe Springs. And we're doing that. And I find it really enjoyable. Finally, a key part of the success for the council and our organization is communication. I'm continuing to look for ways to enhance communication, both with city employees as well as the city council, working on that day in and day out. And so we'll continue to do that. And so again, thank you for this opportunity and enjoying my time, just a few weeks into it, but really enjoying that. With that, wanted to turn it over to continue my long tradition of starting on my far left here. And so I'm going to ask Ed Ramirez to give us a community services report tonight.
Thank you, Tom. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council, members of the audience. Registration for the annual, I have several items. Registration for the annual 5K Fun Run remains open. The event will be held this Saturday, March 11th at Town Center Plaza. The event is rain or shine, and we are hoping that the rain will stay away this Saturday. To register, residents are encouraged to visit www.sfsfunrun.org, and participants are also encouraged to wear green or shamrock attire as the theme is revolved around St. Patrick's Day. I also just wanted to share, council did receive today the time frame and timeline via email as well. Our annual Art Fest will be held on Friday, April 28th, with the preview and showcase night being held on Thursday, April 27th. The annual Art Fest is again being held at the Clark Estate, which provides residents, business residents, and surrounding community members of all ages an opportunity to experience a wide range of cultural and artistic experiences. This year for the preview and showcase night, we will be including a paint and sip. And the event of Art Fest, of course, will continue with a variety of art mediums ranging from photography, sculptures, film, music, and dance. There are fees this year for the event. The preview and showcase night is a fee of general admission of $10. This does include a beer and wine tasting. There are also, for the paint and sip this particular evening, is a $35 fee. That $35 fee also does cover the entry fee, so the paint and sip is actually a pretty good bang for your buck for that particular evening. The Art Fest itself on Friday is a $10 admission fee, general admission. Students are free for the event, for both events as well, so just to report on that. Registration can be found on www.sfsartfest.org, and there are processing fees included with that. Also, just for next week, next Thursday, March 16th, networking at noon in collaboration with the chamber will be held at the Clark Estate. That is also on council's schedule calendar. Chalk it out. On Saturday, March 25th, the Community Services Department invites our children ages 5 to 17 to unleash their inner artist and chalk it out. The winners of the sidewalk chalk art contest will be featured at Art Fest on the 28th of April. Registration for the event is free, and on site on the 25th will be a DJ, games, giveaways, and a balloon artist. Residents can register by visiting sfsrec.org. There are still appointments available for free income tax preparation to eligible residents through the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. Appointments are offered on a first come, first served basis, and participants must have made 60,000 or less during the 2022 year to be eligible for the program. Further information and to schedule an appointment can be done by calling the Gus Velasco Neighborhood Center. In partnership with Spirit Family Services, the Family and Human Service Division hosted a substance abuse workshop on February 23rd to discuss various types of substance abuse and resources available to those individuals or families. There were a total of 10 families in participation who definitely received beneficial information on the topics. There is a second substance abuse workshop scheduled for March 23rd from 6 to 7 at the Gus Velasco Neighborhood Center. You do not have to participate in the first one to participate in this one. So if you are interested, you can contact the Gus Velasco Neighborhood Center. The Klezmore Juice Band was live at the library for First Friday on March 3rd. The band played Jewish folk music with Latin Caribbean influences to an enthusiastic audience. The library served traditional Jewish hamantashen cookies and gave out free books to all children who attended. The next First Friday will be June 2nd. Also, the library had a standing room only crowd at the presentation of a brief history of the telescope on Wednesday, February 22nd. Families learned the basics on how to use a telescope and were able to view the night sky from Town Center Plaza. The library also offers free telescopes that can be checked out by any adult with the library of good standing, with their library card of good standing, sorry. This program was in part of the series called NASA at Our Library and was funded by a $20,000 grant from the State Library. And here's a brief video of the event. And lastly, the library hosted a business card exchange for the Santa Fe Springs Chamber for the first time in several years. Over 40 members of the local business community met for breakfast, networked, and met some of the city's management team. The library was honored to host the event, and we look forward to more collaboration with the chamber. That's my report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Next up, next report is by Travis Hickey, our Finance and Administration Director.
Thanks, Tom. Just 3 items from our Human Resources Office. On Saturday, February 25th, the Human Resources and Community Services Departments collaborated to host their second annual Summer Hiring Expo at Town Center Hall. We had a total of 50 candidates that were interviewed. 26 of them were through walk-in. We're looking to fill 35 vacancies in total. We have additional interviews scheduled for Thursday, 17 additional candidates there. We're continued to explore ways to improve our hiring practices, including QR codes that allowed our walk-in candidates to fill out their applications more quickly and efficiently. So it was, we think, a well-attended and a successful event. So next we have on Thursday, March 2nd, we attended a career fair at Cal State Fullerton. This is the second year attending this fair as well. We were the only municipal government there at the fair. And so we were promoting the benefits of a career in local government. We had flyers and goodie bags for the students, and we were promoting several different positions, including admin clerk, admin intern, assistant traffic signal and lighting tech, auxiliary firefighters, community service program leader ones, public safety officers, and public works aides. So that was, again, a successful event for us. Lastly, we have some training coming up. We are working with our public works maintenance team to host monthly trainings. We had in February, we had confined space training. We'd had safe driver training in January. And in March, we'll be doing lead and asbestos awareness training. And you can see from the schedule, we have more trainings scheduled through the summer, concluding in September. So with that, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Travis. Next up is our Fire Chief, Chad Van Meterden.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council. I have two quick items for you this evening. First off, as most of you know, about 1 week ago, we had a fire on Imperial and Marquardt. This building was approximately 10,000 square foot. It was vacant at the time of the incident. This building is set to be demolished next month, and luckily there was no businesses occupying the building at the time of the fire. It took fire personnel, approximately 35 fire personnel, 1 hour to extinguish the fire. Fortunately, no surrounding businesses were affected by this. If I get the next slide, please. As part of an ongoing effort to always improve, crews from Santa Fe Springs, Downey, Compton, and LA County Fire gathered today to do an after-action review. As part of this after-action review, crews review what was done well and things that we could do better. Through this type of review, crews are able to develop tactics and strategies to help safely mitigate these types of incidents and better protect our community in the future. Get the next slide, please. Last week, crews from the fire department went to Lakeview and Rancho Santa Gertrudis to participate in the Read Across America Literacy celebration. The crews were able to read to children of various ages for a couple-hour period that morning. If I can get the next slide. As always, when we go visit an elementary school, we always want to do a show and tell of our fire equipment. I personally believe that the kids were more excited for the show and tell than they were for the Read Across America, but I might be a little bit biased. So it's an opportunity for us to show the school what types of safety equipment that the city provides us, top of the line equipment that helps keep our department and our community safe. With that, that ends our report.
Thank you, Chad. Next up is Dino Torres, our Director of Police Services.
Thank you, Tom. Good evening, Mayor and council members. The children were more excited for us to be there. So last Thursday, our public safety staff had the opportunity to connect with the children in our community schools for Read Across America. Every year, the month of March is National Reading Month. The start of this is initiated with Read Across America Day on March 2nd, which is also the birthday of one of the most beloved children's books authors, Dr. Seuss. Reading stories and antics about his wonderful characters is a rite of passage and the perfect way to get children interested in reading books. So we had several public safety officers and members of the Whittier Police Department that serve Santa Fe Springs attended the local schools and did reading. Next slide, please. The Department of Family and Youth Intervention programs strive to educate and promote cultural competence amongst the youth in our community through our interactions with students and the programs that we offer. One of those programs includes the annual trip to Santa Fe High School 10th grade students make to the Simon Wiesenthal Museum of Tolerance. The museum tours play a powerful role in students' world civics course curriculum by engaging them in an interactive history lesson on the tragic events that occurred during the Holocaust. Throughout the past 20 years, over 18,000 Santa Fe High students have had the opportunity to tour the museum through this program. This year, 300 students will be attending the museum tours, which are taking place on March 6th, 8th, and 9th. Next slide, please. Lastly, I want to tell a story about one of our public safety officers who was with us for a year as a PSO prior to transitioning into the ranks of the LA county sheriffs, and that's Ernie Vitello there in the center, surrounded by Whittier PD officers and current public safety officers. I believe all of us remember a terrible incident that occurred at the boundary of our city over at the intersection of Telegraph and Florence. This happened on November 16th, 2022, early morning hours. A Sheriff's Academy class was running in formation during a training exercise when the driver of an SUV traveling the opposite direction veered into the wrong lane and drove through dozens of the Academy recruits. 25 cadets were injured. Ernie was not one of them. Ernie quickly performed life-saving measures on many of his fellow recruits until emergency personnel arrived. Ernie continued through the academy and earlier this month graduated from LASD class 464. During the graduation, Ernie was awarded the highest academic recruit award for Academy class 464. Ernie will be assigned to LAIRC, which is the Inmate Reception Center, as his first work assignment. So we've had a lot of successful recruits go from public safety officer into the ranks of the Whittier Police Department, other local police departments, and the Sheriff Department. So this is another example of someone who's moved on. Fortunately, nothing worse happened that day, but he was there and he was well trained and he helped out. And so I wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Dino. Next up is Wayne Morrell, our Director of Planning.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Council, audience. Although I'm giving this presentation tonight, it really comes from the city manager's office because they are the one that presented this information to me, and I'm just presenting it to you tonight. It's the LA County's Economic Opportunity Grant Program that is now open to eligible micro businesses, small businesses, and nonprofit. The city manager's office really consisting of Maribel, Raylene, and Lorianne. They are the ones that give this to the chamber, so the chamber is aware of this program so that they could forward it to their members. But essentially, there are several grant opportunities ranging from 2,500 to 15,000 to 20,000 to 100,000 and even 2 million. And not only is it for regular businesses, but it's also available for nonprofits. And again, going back to the city manager's office and their team, this was promoted quite extensively on the city's social media website. And we essentially ask everybody to go to their website, fill out the application, and to be updated on upcoming grant opportunities. We ask for you to subscribe to be informed. It's a really great program, and there are quite a lot of different categories. So please, everyone, take advantage of this. If you're aware of anyone that's in need, please give them that information. And lastly, again, I'm doing this because in planning, we like taking credit for a lot of things, but in the city manager's office, they do a lot, but they do not take credit for it. So I would like to bring everyone's attention to the Telegraph. This is a magazine that comes out of the city manager's office. Raylene has a very large part in this. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's someone quite familiar on the cover. So, and also on the inside, we have a really good article on the Santa Fe Springs Promenade. And I know when we did this previously, it brought back a lot of memories for those who are familiar with it. And Chief, you're not getting away. Chief, he's also noted in here. You see that smile? That's the chief over there. Also, just to give more credit to the city manager's office, they also do all things Santa Fe Springs. This is really good because it has all of the programming in the city. Again, there's that handsome guy over there. The chief is also featured. We also have the winner of the photo contest. So please, these are available. It's free. Take advantage of it. They are really done tastefully and professionally, and this all comes out of the city manager's office. And again, I'm just presenting it because they don't really take credit for a lot of stuff, so I'm doing it for them. The other item, real quickly, I know that council is very interested in grant opportunities, and I just want you to know that we've been working with JWA Urban Consultant, and these are some of the grants that they've been able to get for us. The last one is the 2,200,000 of 5 million that we were awarded in December for water well number 12, assessment and treatment. So in total, we've been able to get 3,188,000 just from grants. So what that means is none of this money comes from the general fund. So again, we will continue, because I know it's important to council that we continue seeking grant opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Next up is Yvette Kieran, our interim director of Public Works.
Thank you, Tom. Mayor, members of the council, I have 4 brief updates for tonight. First, Santa Fe Springs was the unfortunate victim of some high winds this past week. It made it all the way to KTLA. So unfortunately, a lot of very beautiful trees fell all over the city. Public Works maintenance and the city management and the engineering staff went out to evaluate a lot of things that were going on to see what had fallen down here on City Hall property, as well as many of the parks, as well as in some residential areas. So based on that, some evaluations are being performed on the conditions of trees. It also had an impact on the Los Nietos ballpark as well. So this fence, as you can see, was leaning heavily and unsafe. So our group pulled that down immediately. So right now there is no fence in place. So we'll be discussing some options to figure out how to get a new one erected in the near future. Next update, let me see if I can get it, is regarding the residential alleys, to bring this back based on council's concern at the last meeting. We've been able to mobilize an RFP and get ready to solicit proposals for the residential alleys that you can see here shown in these photographs. I'd like to thank my staff for doing this. They worked, I would say, tirelessly nights and weekends to be able to bring this together based on trying to be responsive to this council. Based on this, we're soliciting the design proposals now. We're hoping to have design complete in late 2023 with construction anticipated in early 2024. Just a couple of kudos, ongoing projects, the LED lighting upgrades. This is being done in-house. Thank you to Kevin and his group. They have 70 lights have been upgraded so far, and crews are working on the weekends to get the town lit up nicely and get those conversions done. Lastly, there was a larger presentation that went through consent. So this is the consolidated 1-slide version. We had the residential slurry seal completion project just recently, the final payment. And this is a series of a few pictures of the before and the after conditions at 2 different locations. And this project consisted of slurring sealing 48 residential areas and 3 commercial streets. So thank you for all your help and cooperation in that as well. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvette. Madam Mayor, that concludes the executive reports for this evening.
Thank you so much. At this time, appointments to boards, committees, and commissions. Councilmember Rodriguez, do you have any tonight?
And at this time, Madam Mayor.
Councilmember Rounds,
None tonight, Mayor.
Councilmember Zamora,
None tonight.
Mayor Pro Tem Sarno.
None tonight.
I have one for Family and Human Services, Carrie Cobos. That is it. Item number 15, council comments. Councilmember Rodriguez, do you have any comments tonight?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. And first off, I'd like to say congratulations to Ryan Bateman. Congratulations on becoming our coach for football. I know you're going to do a great job, and I'm sure that our students are going to love you. So thank you so much for being a part of that. I can't wait to see a game. Please invite us. I want to see a ticket on my desk so I can go and watch you guys. All right. Also, I want to give a special thanks to our Public Works and our Whittier Police, our firefighters for everything that they did in that horrendous storm. You are the heroes of social media because everybody is thanking our Public Works for, we've had all the trees falling and, all this because of the storm. So I just wanted to say thank you for all the work that you've done. We've had comments about how can our police drive in this hard rain? I mean, it's just so difficult, but they have to do it. It's their job. And they go out there and it's a tough job. They have to risk their life. They can get into an accident. They just all sorts of things. And our Public Works that have to, work on those trees, the library. And I just want to say thank you. It doesn't go unnoticed and it's very appreciated by our peers and everybody. You got a social media fan base. So thank you. Thank you. Chamber, I want to thank you for today's career day at Santa Fe High School. I had a great time there. The students are awesome. Thank you, Lisa, Kathy, and Debbie. We had such a great time. And Jersey Mike's was really nice too. So thanks a lot. Read Across America, that was so much fun. We all had a great time up there. Also, I would like to say tomorrow is International Women's Day. I would like to thank all the women in Santa Fe Springs for all your contributions. And whether you're helping your neighbor, you're caregiving, you're volunteering, or just donating to a cause, us women, we play a vital role in our city and in our nation. And I just want to thank all of our women, including our women's staff that do so much for us, our residents, and just everybody across the world. I just want to say that women inspire everybody. We're just, I don't want to toot my own horn, but we all are women. I mean, you're not too, but I just want to say that thank you to all the women here. And Madam Mayor, thank you for having all of our women stand up here and take the great picture that we did. I want to just continue to work with all of us and to continue to inspire each other. And when one of us are down, let's just encourage each other to get back up and, never give up on ourselves. I want to thank all the women that have helped me in my life. And one of our women in our women's club, Mary Arias, is leading the Quartermania this Sunday, which we are sold out. Mary Arias is probably about 83 years old. She is the chairperson and she is handling this whole Quartermania. And I just really want to say thank you to all our women that are seniors that lead events like that. It's a big job. She does it. And she's not the only one. We have a lot of people that do that. I just want to wish everybody tomorrow a happy International Women's Day. And I look forward to seeing everybody this Saturday at the 5K. I'll be out there running with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Rounds.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll be brief tonight. Once again, I want to thank everyone in the audience tonight for being involved in your city, concerned with your residents, and just showing your interest on what's going on in your city, the people that voted us in to put us up on this dais to help you guys out. And I'd like to mention the staff too. We have an amazing staff. We're always talking about it, but as Ms. Rodriguez had alluded to, I want to highlight the Public Works Department. I got a call from a resident and she wanted to make sure that I recognize Public Works because she had a tree fall in her front yard and staff was there and it was all cut up within an hour after she called. So good job with that. And Yeah, it was just amazing that storm that went through. Congratulations, Coach Bateman. I'm looking forward to a good and great and historical comeback. I know you have it in you, and you're going to touch so many young men's lives in the time that you're doing that. So please, continue the tradition that was there. And guys, enjoy your time, Santa Fe. You're going to remember this for the rest of your life. So make us proud. I also read at the Lakeview Read Across America. I read to a first grade class and a fourth grade class, and a lot of questions were asked. They were some of the tough questions, but somebody asked, but one of the fourth graders, I got to say this, that he asked me how old I was. And I said, here's a little quiz. What year is it? And he said, 2023. I said, I was born in 1950. He had my age in 2 seconds without a calculator. I said, you're going to be a great, you're going to be teaching mathematics. I was amazed. I was amazed. But yeah, good job. I'm smarter than a fourth grader, right? And again, I look forward to seeing everyone at the 5K run walk this weekend. It's going to be early. It's going to be a great event. I will let Ms. Rodriguez run. I will be walking. Thank you. See everybody there.
Thank you. Councilmember Zamora?
Once again, when we look at all these different things that are happening in our city, it's great to see the city involvement, because we get text messages and phone calls, and people just reach out to us with these high winds, these rainstorms, and it just makes it easier for us to connect with not only our public works, but our Whittier PD or even fire department. As one community, we can take care of this place and keep it cleaner too. If you notice, when you go to other cities, you don't really see cities like ours. Our city is really clean, compared to other cities. And and it's just great to see, just, when we had these rains and we had, the winds, the library, you had people, I'm pretty sure we all got plenty of text messages showing us photos. And even though they were kind of like similar photos, but people were going out there just to make sure everyone was okay, and even to offer service. So even though, we have our fire and Whittier PD and our staff, it almost seemed like they all came together to actually be volunteers, which is great to see. Also, the Read Across America, it's always a great thing to do. I had an opportunity to read in a 5th grade class, a kindergarten class, and also a special needs class. And, just reading to the kids, just the fact of them just being engaged. I know that I don't have a fire truck or, to show off, and, but it's just the fact that we spend our time, and, hopefully next year, any of you guys here in the audience, go ahead and go out there and read. A lot of these schools are looking for readers, just because the kids really enjoy it. They just love sitting there and just watching you. I always tell our staff, take treats, because they love that afterwards too. Some of you boys have actually had the opportunity to teach, so it's great to see you guys as not only boys now, but young men. And, Coach, you already know, we served under a man that, would always yell out, who's the greatest? Who's the greatest, right? And our response was always, we are, right? So it's great to see that, and it gives me chills right now just thinking about it. The legendary Coach Jack Malstead, I just actually came back from his fishing trip, 50th annual fishing trip. And actually, you boys, when you guys graduate, will be invited to those, because it's offered to alumni. And the reason why Coach Malstead set this forward was because he wanted to show his kids, his boys, to share memories, and not only share memories with his boys, but his nephews. It started off with probably like 5 to 7 people, and we probably had over 200 people from this area show up. And we were in Bishop, California, fishing. Do I know anything about fishing? No, but I want to thank Save on Tackle. They helped us out with some stuff, and I think a lot of our individuals that went there, they went to Save on Tackle, and I guess I'm giving them a plug advertisement, but that it's just rewarding to see that friendship and that fellowship. And so hopefully one day you guys get to go on this trip and you'll see with Coach itself, I mean, he's the reason why we have a chief emblem. And I don't know if you guys know, there's a chief emblem that goes on the side of your helmet. You wear it on your shirt. He's the one who brought that to the school. He brought that. And we've had that. It's like the branding. It's the branding of the school, and it's just great. We've always worn it on our helmets. I know Coach remembers that. And we took great pride knowing when we would get hatchets, you put them on your helmets and stuff like that. So it was just, it's something different. And I know through, and we talk about Women's International Day. His wife, Billy Malstead, amazing woman. I mean, Coach Malstead is a great man, but his wife, I mean, Billy was just truly amazing, because the fact that we were able to have Coach for this many hours, and, she could have made it difficult at home and said, where are you at? But she never did. She would be out there supporting us. And we even had football plays named after her. So, I mean, the celebration of women, I mean, the sacrifices they make for us, your moms, your aunts, your grandmas. I mean, boys, make sure you guys hug them, especially tomorrow. Go to school and appreciate your female teachers and let them know how much they're appreciated. I mean, we should celebrate, Women's Day 365 days out of the year. I mean, if you ask my mom that's what she would say, but I also agree with her. So other than that, I mean, we have this time to show love and respect. And, starting with Brian Bateman at Santa Fe High School and starting with your parents at home. I mean, those are the biggest keys of your life. So always remember what your parents do for you guys. So you guys take care. God bless on your season. And I hope to see you guys soon.
Mayor Pro Tem Sarno.
I'll keep it short. I just wanted to say thank you to Kevin and the Public Works staff again. The response time for the trees falling down and to the safety of the city, it was just awesome. You guys were out everywhere and, you did the best job possible that anybody could ask for. The officers, Captain Reese, thank you guys for keeping us safe. We got to go to the Silver Shields Award, where we got to recognize and see the hard work and dedication that a lot of people don't even see from these officers that they do on day in and day out. And I just want to say thank you for letting us be a part of that. It was an awesome award ceremony. Bateman, again, congratulations, sir. Tradition starts with you, but you need a family and a team to help continue that tradition, and you have it. And kids, like I said, wear that jersey with pride, because you're going to remember this 10 years ago, and doesn't matter where you go, you'll be proud to wear that jersey and say you were a Santa Fe Chief. Just have fun and just remember where you come from. So with that, thank you guys for coming out tonight. And and the women, congratulations. Tomorrow is a well-deserved day for all of you women, because you guys work twice as hard to do motherly, a job that we sit up here and do equally, but you guys have it twice as hard. So I commend you guys and thank you guys for all of you've done through history. Tomorrow, I think the city manager, myself and Joe Angel will be giving out foot massages to any woman that wants to come in. And but thank you guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, Jay. Being the last one up here, everything's covered already. Again, we can't give you guys enough kudos. Bateman, take it, run with it. You have our support. We can't wait, you have all our support to back you guys up. Boys, remember, football first, education, football, no girls, football. Remember that. I have to also give props. Yeah, our Public Works was great, but the app on the phone, I literally did it for a resident, and within I think 2 minutes, I got a call back. So that app is great. If you guys please don't have it, please get on your phone. It's awesome. People come up and do the public speaking, and sometimes you guys think, Bruce Lee, that we don't listen to you guys. Lee, just so you know, we did purchase a POW flag, and we will be having a ceremony to put our POW flag up for those that did not come home. We will let you guys know. We will have a little ceremony when we will do that. We'll keep you guys posted on that. 5K run, have fun. We're gonna all be there. I'll be walking, no cheating. Okay, we'll be there, and also it's Metro Little League opening day as well. So hopefully we'll see you somewhere around the city. And can't wait for Kentucky Fried Chicken to be open, and then I can walk over to Michoacana and have an ice cream after. So that's it. Like I said, appreciate a woman in your life tomorrow, every day. So and so, yeah.
Bill's coming too.
So on that note, we are adjourned, and thank you so much for attending. Thank you.